Hello, everyone. Please keep supporting Gene Valentino's Truth Podcast. We need our voice to get out there far and wide and help save our country.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
Joining us now to help break it all down, we're joined today by Art Del Cueto. He's a border security advisor at the Federation for American Immigration Reform. And Gene Valentino, I don't know where he's been, but glad to see him. He's a GOP political strategist and insider. Welcome, gents.
Thank you.
So what's going on here? President Sheinbaum appearing calm and resolved in the midst of all this chaos. Let's start with you, Art.
Well, I mean, look, it's in similar fashion. We shouldn't be that surprised. Remember, just a few years ago when Joe Biden was president and our border was in chaos, they kept on saying everything was under control and there was no issue. Here we're seeing the same, type of response now from the Mexican president. But make no mistake about it. These individuals are ruthless. They've been running around, in Mexico for quite some time, causing a lot of chaos. It just so happens that now one of their leaders has been taken down, and it's erupted. Pretty much hell has erupted in Mexico. I feel for the U.S. citizens and citizens from other countries really that are stuck in Puerto Vallarta because their flights are canceled and they're not able to fly out of the country right now. But you got to remember, these individuals, they're trained. A lot of them were former military, former, police officers, and they have a structure. One goes down, another one comes up, but then there's always going to be a power struggle. Right now, what I'm hearing is there's two different individuals that are, there's a power struggle between two individuals wanting to take over. One of them, for whatever reason, his nickname is called the Yogurt, and the other one happens to be El Mencho's stepson, which I might add is born in the United States, but he also wants to be the one to take over power of the Cartel de Jalisco.
Well, the pictures don't lie, and they're absolutely horrifying. But let's listen to Sheinbaum real quick.
Today, there is more calm. There is government. There are armed forces. There is a security cabinet, and there is a lot of coordination. So you can rest assured that peace, security, and normality in the country are being safeguarded.
In your reaction?
Yeah, she certainly had to step up because President Trump told her, if you don't, we're going to. This reminds me a little bit about the post-era after World War II, when the United States came into Europe and Japan and said, let's help you foster a resurgence of a friendly democracy in those areas. The same thing is happening here. Mexico, Donald Trump has proven he's respecting individual liberties and governances that are around us. But darn it, you're not going to use your country as a staging platform to foster more attacks and deliver more fentanyl and traffic more children into our nation in the future. We're seeing right now a destabilization, as Art mentioned, of the cartels right after these events occur. You've got a bunch of lieutenants and alternate cartels running around trying to move up the ladder to see who's going to take control. They're temporarily destabilized, but our goal will be to permanently extricate them.
So true. And El Mencho was wanted by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, a $15 million bounty on his head. He had at least 3 decades of ties to organized crime. Now, like Gene mentioned, moving cocaine, meth, fentanyl into the U.S. drugs that, killed thousands upon thousands of American lives. Now, Art, give us some background on what led up to this operation and just how this operation was allowed to happen.
Well, what we've heard is Mexican authorities, along with their Marina, their military, had been trying to catch this individual for quite some time. Now, there's a lot of back and forth. I think questions will be answered later. But what we have heard is that the United States was involved as far as providing intel. So intel was provided. It could be in the form of technology. It could be many different things. But he was ultimately he has been pretty much removed from this world after all the evil that he has caused. But look, people need to understand this point. These individuals have made billions and billions of dollars. They're not just going to go away overnight because you cut off, one of their top leaders. As it was mentioned, there's individuals, up the ranks, lieutenants, other individuals that want to take over because they realize that, that it's a business that they continue to make a lot of money off of. Our border is more secure than it ever has been. But you have to remember the last administration, it was pretty much an open border. So we don't know how many of these individuals are in the United States, how many of their cells are operating in the United States. And again, because it's a billion-dollar industry, they will continue to figure out different methods on how to bring their product into the United States.
Yeah, and to that point, Art, it just shows that if we had continued on in the way in which we were going with a wide open border, I mean, the United States could be looking exactly like it is in Mexico. Southern California, Texas, you of all people know that very well. But the Trump administration, they designated El Mencho, his cartel, a foreign terrorist organization last year, allowing the U.S. military to be more involved in targeting them. The president even offered this.
Mexico is saying that I offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to take care of the cartel. She wants to know, is that true? Yeah, that's true. If Mexico wanted help with the cartels, we would be honored to go in and do it. I told her that. I would be honored to go in and do it. The cartels are trying to destroy our country. They're evil.
So Sheinbaum refusing help here, saying Mexico has it under control. And yet today, with the pictures and the videos we're seeing out of Mexico, it just doesn't seem that way. So, Gene, where do we go from here?
Make Mexico the 51st state. I don't know. You've got let's, if we're going to, there's no such thing as half pregnant, the metaphor goes. Get in all the way, provide them the services and benefits the United States has. They stay right where they are. They pay taxes like you and me and enjoy the benefits of the United States. And I think in short order, we'll do an enema on that cartel business down there.
I like that choice of word. And then we're seeing Mexico's Secretary of National Defense crediting support from U.S. intelligence agencies in tracking El Mencho down. All while President Sheinbaum has been very explicit that U.S. forces were not directly involved in the raid that killed El Mencho. Now, Art, it seems like Sheinbaum is more concerned with, let's say, the optics and and trying to appear strong to the people instead of focusing on getting rid of the threat of these drug lords trafficking drugs across the U.S. border and around the world.
No, I mean, you're right. Unfortunately, the Eagles are going to get in the way. Like, at the end of the day, she's still the president of that country. So she's trying to smooth things out as much as she can. But it is amazing because I haven't seen this before. And I grew up out here my entire life, right on the border. I've never seen, that disconnect where one individual in that country would say one thing, the president comes out and says something else. It's obvious that the United States had some role in it, whether it be intel or whether there was actually, some of our operatives and agents on the ground there assisting. It's a good thing that, one of these leaders has been taken out. I mean, that's what it comes down to. But again, like we've been saying, we can't take any steps back. We need to keep moving forward and figure out, who else is in charge down there. Unfortunately, as I've said, I've seen this type of picture play out before. We all saw it in Colombia when Escobar was removed. Other groups came in and they continued, a lot of the drug trafficking. So I'm hoping I'm wrong on this one. And I think the big game changer is President Trump making these individuals and naming them a terrorist organization. That absolutely opens up more resources to come against them.
And that's what President Trump wanted on day one, even before he was elected, coming down the escalator. He wanted more collaboration between the two countries, both intelligence-wise as well as forces at the border.
We have to talk about the safety of U.S. citizens still stuck in Mexico. They're being told to shelter in place, with some airlines having canceled flights in and out of Puerto Vallarta. 2,500 Mexican troops have been deployed to deal with the cartel violence. Gene, how safe are these Americans? Are they able to be gotten out anytime soon? It doesn't look very optimistic at this point.
Not optimistic. I hope the State Department steps up with an action plan to ferry these folks at various hotels and resorts back to the airport so they can get out. But to Mexico's credit, under Sheinbaum, I mean, over 26 Mexican Army members were killed in addition to El Mencho and his two cronies. It's a shame that there is such a dichotomy in Mexico that almost is taken for granted. Can you imagine this kind of behavior in the United States? We need to help Mexico build the confidence and strength if they need our resources and insight and technology to do so they can take the lead, fine. But they've got to do something to eliminate this parallel threat while they try to govern as if they're not being corrupted from within.
I think information needs to be put out with regard to all Americans in Mexico and have touch points to get them back to America. And if any of the cartel members cause any harm to any American, it's a wrap. That gives us the authority to wipe them out completely. That needs to be done.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
No, listen, real quick. I've been on the phone with friends that are there right now.
We got to run. We got to run. But I know that we're kindred in spirit and believe in that same thing. Thanks,
Yes,
Art
definitely.
and Gene. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Coming up.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.